Hey everybody, welcome to the Lion's Den this week. I am fired up. I have a special guest here today, and let's meet that Casey. Casey, who is the special guest, dude?
Funny you should ask that, Lance, because for today's Lion's Den, we don't actually have a guest, rather multiple guests. That's right, we're going to be going behind the scenes with the entire Lion's Den team, and we're going to see what they have to say about the Lion's Den. But before all that, well, that's better, isn't it? So like I said, instead of having one of our regular guests on the Den, this week we're going to be going behind the scenes with the crew of the Lion's Den. Scotty, why don't you take us back to the beginning?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Den. It is 5 o'clock somewhere, just not here.
My job, my family business, it's all one.
What the f***? Start over, because that was awesome. What do you say about traveling with the Digital Line? What's it like? What's the experience like?
Dude, you have a lot of energy.
Let's effing go. Let's effing go. Let's effing go. Digital Line is out.
Welcome to the Lion's Den, everybody. My name is Casey Quinn. I'm the executive producer of the Lion's Den with Lance Bachmann over here at One SEO. I want to start off just by saying thank you to everyone who supported us over these past 9 months. Wow. Now, I know what most of you are thinking. How hard could launching a podcast truly be? Get a mic, fire up the camera, and then talk. Well, wouldn't that just be lovely? Now, during the initial days of the COVID shutdown, our lives, the world around us, all of it came to a screeching halt, right? Well, for one individual, slowing down just simply wasn't going to be an option. The second week of March, it was our first day working remotely. We hop on a Zoom call with Lance, with Bernie, Scott, TJ, and myself, and he says, "Team, what's the plan?" To which I replied, "How about we make a video?" Now, this was just something to kind of ease the waters. We had a lot of small business clients freaking out, the community freaking out, so we figured, we've got a pretty good platform. Let's put some content out and maybe just try and calm people down a little. Now flash forward, we've done over 75 interviews with industry-leading experts from around the globe, social media influencers, politicians. I mean, it's been quite the ride. But what we soon realized in the earliest days of the pandemic was, yes, it was to entertain people and help take their minds off of the world around them and what was going on. But more importantly, as digital marketers, it gave us the opportunity to give business owners actionable content to help push their businesses forward. Our job was to help get these people through some of the toughest days in American history. Where other people saw obstacles, our team found opportunity. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to the Lion's Den crew.
My name is CJ Bachmann. I'm the Chief Operations Officer here at One SEO. I am the lucky individual who gets to work with all of our teams and all of the individuals here at our company to make sure that our processes and procedures align with the product that we're putting out. So Lance chose the pandemic as the time to come to us and say, hey, I have this really great idea for a weekly show that I want to do. Initially, we were doing it underneath his own brand, and he's like, I would love to have something like the Lion's Den. We all just kind of were like, you want to do what? And you want to do it when and how and with who? We were all a little bit suspect of how we were going to be able to put it together so quickly and make it work. But I think that, again, he is an entrepreneur and he had a vision and he wanted to bring something that was going to help businesses through such a tough time, show them that marketing was still in play and still super important. Throughout the pandemic, he also wanted to be able to give businesses an opportunity to still showcase what they were doing and how they were affected by it, how they were impacting the community, and how we could all work together to keep moving forward. I think the greatest thing that has come out of the Lion's Den is being able to reach people during an extremely tough time. I think that most of us, if we're going to be honest with one another, when the pandemic started and March kind of hit, everyone's sitting there looking back and forth at one another trying to decide, what do we do? What's the right move? Where do we go? So I think the Lion's Den was able to put faces in front of you that felt normal. It felt like your next door neighbor or the business owner that you know from down the street. You were able to understand that people were dead set on moving forward. Not everyone was willing to give up, and everyone did want to move together and rise above it. So I think that's been the greatest thing that's coming out, is just watching the community around us support one another. My favorite moment in the past 9 months as it relates to the Lion Den is sitting here in the office when we were shut down, just Lance and me, and watching him repeat names over and over and over trying to get the intros perfect for the Lion's Den. When I tell you he must have said some of the names 100 times, I am not even exaggerating. That has been one of my favorite moments, is just watching him repeat it at one after another, looking for that perfect take. There's no perfect take. It's been a whole lot of fun.
My name is Bennie Olillo, and I am the VP of Special Operations here at 1SEO. Well, Lance and I work pretty closely together, and when COVID first happened, when the outbreak and the shutdowns first happened, we needed to think of a way, obviously, to drum up leads for ourselves, as a business in that environment, but also we wanted to provide value for people who are also business owners going through the same things that we were as a company. So what we did was we said, what's the easiest way we can do this? And me and Lance would jump on Zooms and just talk digital marketing, started recording them and publishing them, and the next thing you know, we have this mega studio here and all these guests coming in and all these views and this fan base on social media. What I wish I would have known when we started making these shows was, number one, how interested people would be in certain technical aspects of it. We have it segmented now in a sense that we do Small Business Saturday, and we used to do the top 3, but that's pivoted obviously into more conversational stuff. But I wish at the outset we would have had that. It still went great. That would have helped us get where we wanted to be even sooner. Well, the greatest accomplishment of this podcast is obviously now you all know who I am. Now, the greatest accomplishment of the podcast and the show and everything is just the value that it's given a lot of people out there. And we talk a lot in digital marketing about social media, and some people don't think it's too valuable. Some people, believe that it's the only thing that matters. I think with something like this, we've shown a couple of different things. And number one is that you can get business from social media, which is what we've done for ourselves. But you can also spread, different kinds of messaging and awareness to people to kind of help them grow their businesses as well. So it's a two-sided thing. My favorite blooper has to be the community rap that I did with CJ in the den, and just her face when she didn't know what to expect when your boy started speaking Espanol. Donde está la biblioteca? Me llamo Bernard, la araña discoteca. Discoteca, Moneca, la biblioteca. We're getting a lot of different kinds of people on there, so I don't really have a favorite guest, but my favorite conversations are the ones that start with people's backgrounds and then kind of pivot into how they got to where they are.
So we're the video team. Scott.
Marley.
When we first started this out in March, we were doing literally Zoom calls. We had a green screen behind Lance's laptop in his office, and was literally just getting whoever we could on the den every day of the week.
Yo, when you're on a meeting and it's not even 4 o'clock and he literally just blows you up with a claw. Yo, that's what happens when you work at 1SEO and you're the video guy. Holy.
We came back into the office, the in-house team did, and we built the 6 studio you see behind us. We got all the cool equipment. But yeah, now we do full podcasts in a real studio. Since I do get to literally watch Lance over and over again, it's not so much it's been like a favorite guest. I would say learning more about Lance as the person he is kind of cool. Like, you get every single guest he has on, he talks about different things about his life. He had his first client on, that was a really good one, where they talked about like their old history. And yeah, just literally learning more about Lance is kind of cool. Starting out, it was literally just me and Casey. To put it politely, it was kind of a mess, but we got her done. But bringing in Laura Lee and Carly that we have now, it's just been night and day difference.
I would like to see the den become more high quality production, bigger guests, more traction. I just want to see the den itself, the podcasts, flourish and become like a spotlight within the company.
What I would like to see the Lions Den turn into, Lance has that sick Sprinter van he just got built. What I wanted to do is put some microphones in that van, go out and just podcast around the US. He has clients all over the US. We could go to Arizona, we could pull up, get one of our clients or one of our guests out in Arizona and get them on the podcast, and that'd be cool to travel and get some B-roll on the road and whatnot. It'd be cool.
Take the den on the road.
Yep, coming soon.
My name is Carly, and within the Lions Den, I am the in-house marketing team lead. I think it's more of like, what doesn't the team do? I think we kind of have our hands and our feet in every possible pot that you could put us in. So when I started as the designer, it was a lot of, Lance's social media, and pretty much just Lance's social media. And now it's Lance's social media, One SEO's social media, all of the other in-house accounts that we have acquired since May. So even though we don't break down like the other teams and have like an SEO, a PPC, social media, design, like content, we kind of tally it all together as a team. I think my favorite part about the project is the team that I get to work with. The team has evolved and the people have grown, and even the different people that we bring on the den, like I feel like it evolves every week and we get such a variety of people that it's really fun to see like who our clients are and who Lance's friends are and who we get to work with. We don't work 9-to-5 jobs, we're on call all the time. So if it's a Saturday morning and Casey's trying to post something and the video breaks, it's calling Scott or Marley to make sure we can get the video in the frame that we need it to be and get it all posted. And it's just, we're working around the clock and getting it all done. But I think at the end of the day, we've done a pretty good job of making it work.
I'm BJ Berge, I'm Director of Product Development here at One SEO. I have my hands in a lot of cookie jars, and most notably, the construction of the Lions Den.
And my name is TJ Butler. I'm the head of talent and culture, and I head up pretty much all talent acquisition here. I helped BJ and the rest of the Lions Den in constructing the current sound set that we're in.
Recent months, this whole year, has been a lot of uncertainty. And there was one thing that's been extremely certain, and that's been the vision for what this is. And, it started off as a small vision and has evolved over time. It was a labor of love. We had an idea, we knew that we had to hit the ground running, and we had to do better than everyone else. And we did it on such short notice. And it required early hours and late nights and, a lot of guest test and revise. And there's one person that truly helped me through all of this, and I have to give a huge shout out to myself, because without me, this wouldn't have come to pass.
I wholeheartedly agree. Without BJ, none of this is possible. One of the things that I really liked about the studio was we were able to take a space within the office itself and really dedicate it to what we were going to build with the vision of the Lions Den. And I think, as we put this together, the final product was nowhere near the initial concept, but I think it worked out really well for everybody involved.
Yeah, I think we went off on a few tangents. We learned some science along the way. Might have had to redo the walls a couple different times because, heat causes things to fluctuate, but a lot of learning, but a lot of, a final product came out amazing. Couldn't be happier. So I think, when all's said and done, the quality of work and the execution you get with One SEO and Shock IT is the same that we got here in the studio when it comes to Lions Den. We are no stranger to pushing the boundaries, making sure that, we're doing things above and beyond what's expected, and that's exactly what we did here today. So bottom line is, let's fucking go.
Again, another take we can't use. Thanks.
It's called bleeping it out.
Ooh, yeah, bleep it. We saw a number of different companies come in, and it wasn't just, what are you doing with digital marketing? But it was a way for businesses to really tell their story in a time when businesses were more focused on how are we handling and responding to the pandemic?
Survival.
We kind of flipped it and said, how are you pushing forward through the pandemic? And it gave businesses a real voice that some didn't really have at the time. I think the roadshow is where it goes in 2021.
Really depends on what happens in the world, what happens with, restrictions, what can be done. But one thing's for certain, we're not stopping with the content. No matter how it comes out, we're going to continue to support businesses. Businesses will continue to support the show, and we will keep moving forward. And if it goes on the road, if it goes, out of state, it's yet to be seen, but we hope to keep taking this further and further. Cut my check, I'm going home.
So are we using anything I said?
Yes.
Casey and team, thank you so much for everything you've done from the very beginning when we kicked off the Lions Den back in March. I've seen it grow. We've seen the viewers grow. We've seen the viewership grow. We've seen eyeballs grow. Content has been distributed further and further. Thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you for everything you do. And let's keep building. Let's effing go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to follow me at Lance Bachmann on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Facebook at Lance Bachmann Digital. And every Thursday we drop a new podcast. Don't forget to listen to it. We're giving out great content. And remember this is the time to build your business right now. Let's effing go, everybody.